Alrighty. For starters, I want to welcome each and every last one of you guys. I want to welcome you to take a moment to speak to the little bestie inside of you. So that's what Bestie Talk Podcast is. It's for broken, exhausted, sacrificed, tired, invisible, and empty. How many of you guys can relate to those acronyms, right? I'm pretty sure each and every last one of us, we can relate to that. Okay, so I did give a little quick summary of what we're going to be talking about. And today we're going to be discussing, this is a confession episode. And the episode is on the truth I stopped running from. Okay? So I want each and every last one of you guys to take a second and grab your mirror. Got my Kleenex. And grab your mirror, and I want you to really take a moment to really reflect and take a look at that little girl and little boy in that mirror, and let's have a talk with her, right? Okay. I know a lot of times social media doesn't allow us to really be our true, authentic self, being vulnerable. I'm not talking about the turn up version. I'm not talking about the turn up Toya, the club going Toya, the Toya that was fighting everybody, the Toya that was cursing everybody out, the Toya that didn't take no mess, right? So today I'm talking to the little Toya in me that you guys never met, right? So the little Toya in me, the truth in this conversation, this confession, is the truth I stopped running from. And when I say that, I want you guys to really reflect and look at yourselves and say, what's the truth that I stopped running from? Because we all see different posts every day. We see people on lives. We see people pretty much what we call it crashing out, right? And we have to be very mindful when we're using those terms, because some people are really struggling within and they don't really have anyone that can really help bring them out of it, like with a hug or a check-in on them or even a prayer, or, you know, reaching out to them in the midst of the crash out and like, hey, come on, baby, let's talk, right? We all share it. We screenshot it. We screen record and we send it off. We laugh and we joke and we make fun, you know, and I'm saying we because I'm not going to just sit here. This isn't about me pointing the finger at anybody, right? This is just a reflection of, you know, let's be real. This is a real conversation. So I want you guys to welcome in, and let's discuss the confession episode. This episode is going to really impact a lot of things that you guys will see that, dang, I'm not the only one, right? And a lot of times we feel like we're the only one, only because no one is talking about the hard things. No one is talking about the heavy weight of carrying so much and never really having someone to talk to. So we are really going to unpack those things and let's really talk about it. Okay, so again, this isn't a performance. This isn't a lesson. This isn't a lesson. This is a confession. I'm not here to teach. I'm not here to preach. I am here, and I'm not here to fix anybody. Absolutely not. So this is me talking to myself in the mirror. My little Toya in the mirror, right? I used to call myself Little Bit. Yeah, everybody got a little nickname when they was in school, right? My nickname was Little Bit. So I'm talking to Little Bit. You can figure out your nickname. You know what your nickname was. Whatever that was, if it was your parent, what your parent called you. Also, people call me Little Supu. So we're going to talk about, I am Little Supu sitting here talking to you. Scratch off a little bit. So I'm going to sit and talk to the Little Supu in me, right? Again, Bestie isn't a podcast. Not at all. Bestie is God's mic in my hand. And God said, daughter, speak. So that's what we're going to do. I'm here to speak and talk to each and every last one of y'all today. For starters, y'all, I can't read comments. I'm not here for the comments. But I do love y'all for starters. Hey, Taisha. Love you. So, yes, grab your mirror. If you missed it, grab your mirror. Grab you some Kleenex. It's too cold outside. I said I'm not going outside today. I'm going to stay home and I'm going to talk to you guys right from my house. Share the live. Share the live because we want to be able to let everybody know this is the time for us to be our true, authentic selves. And we're here to address the little person inside of us. So for me, I am dressing the little Supu in me. Okay? So you figure out who you want to speak to within yourself. So I'm talking to the little Supu in me. Welcome in, guys. So this episode is a confession episode. Share the live. Get the word out. We share so much nonsense. Let's share this. So this is a confession episode of the truth that I stopped running from. Again, get your mirror, and I want you guys to sit and speak to the little boy in you, the little girl in you. Bestie isn't a podcast. Bestie is God's mic in my hand. Bestie is broken, exhausted, sacrificed, tired, invisible, and empty. How many of y'all can sit and look at each and every last one of the acronyms of Bestie and say, dang, I can see myself at some point where I seen myself in each and every last one of those words, right? So that's what we're going to unpack today. All right, so again, we're going to sit here and talk about, we're not here to teach. We're not here to fix anybody. We're here to tell the truth, right? All right, so here we go. This is about me. This is about you. So as I'm speaking, really take a moment to think about what it is within yourself that's holding you back. What's the unhealed that we don't talk about? Social media has us bringing out all of the other things that people will see that first and will never see the real true you and see that what is really going on with her, right? We'll sit and we'll laugh. I'm telling you, people will screenshot y'all stuff. Screen record it and send it. So let's see if they're going to screen record and share this today. All right. So this is about what I allowed. This is about what I ignored. This is about what I kept calling grace. Because Lord have mercy. I gave so many people grace, guys. And I know you guys have too. And it's really about the fear of letting go. Letting go. So this is not a story about people and what they did to me. This is not about them. This is very personal. And I want you to sit here and say to yourself, this is very personal to you. Don't pay those people no mind. This is for you to take a second and really reflect on you. So for starters, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you for taking a moment to consider yourself, for even tapping in to watch. Okay. So sometimes sometimes the apology never come, right? The apologies never come, or if they do come, the behavior don't change. And we're so busy trying to give people grace. And every time we turn around, what is this? A slap in the face, right? Pisses you off to the point where it's like, trust and believe me, y'all. Y'all seen me go off. Y'all seen me curse people out. You seen me fight people. You seen it. You seen it. I've seen you, right? But we're not here to judge each other. This is just a safe place. This is why I'm not going live on my hashtag page. This is sacred for those that took the time to accept the invite. Thank y'all for being obedient, for starters. Okay, but somehow we just kept staying. So we're going to talk about what kept us there. That's what we're going to talk about. So even when we left, some of us, we walked away. Some of us, we blocked people. Sometimes we just, took a break, right? And said, okay, let me just let that person be before I go off, right? We've done that a lot, but it still lives in our heads. And for me, that's what it's called distorted thoughts, where the thoughts keep right on replaying every second in your head. And you're just sitting there watching the same behavior over and over and over again. But what it is that we're thinking, we're adding on to the list of distorted thoughts. Every time somebody does something and crosses your boundary, and you feel like sometimes it's like, man, we all grown. Nobody should have to even be telling somebody about this or we really should. Everybody your age, it don't make you grown. But we're talking about maturity. So the behavior never changed, but somehow we don't leave. We just keep staying. So even when we leave, like I said, it plays in our head. The conversation replays, the moment replays. And guess what happens? Every time I think of it, it makes me even madder. And I'm telling you, you'll keep talking about it. Keep talking about it. It don't do nothing but ruffle you on the inside. So the disappointment keeps replaying in your head, and we keep adding new scenes. I know I was. I'm telling you, I would keep adding new scenes, and I'm just like, but I would have that conversation with God, like, man, what is it? And God, you know what he kept telling me? I didn't ask you to help me out, girl. Like, for real, God is human. He has a sense of humor. I'm telling you, y'all know. Y'all know, the ones that even accepted the invite, y'all know God really talks to us. And to the point where it's like God knows that how far we will take it. We could, but God. I could, but God, right? So it lives rent-free in our head. And a lot of people say, oh, you living rent-free in our head. But no, for real. Those distorted thoughts, they do live rent-free in your head, where you think you've forgiven someone. And then for whatever reason, you go right back over there. And it's like, when God removes someone, stop trying to go back and pull them back in. Just stop. Because when God let go and when God cuts off, he does it for a reason. But he knows that for us, it's going to take a little bit more. He knows some of us have tough skin. I'm Supu's daughter. I have tough skin, but I'm human as well. And I speak of my mom a lot because a lot of people say, like, I'm 43, and a lot of people say I look like my mom. I act like my mom. I talk like my mom. I dress like my mom. My attitude is like my mom. I now get it at 43. I am Lil Supu. So therefore, yes, my mom is no longer physically here on earth, but my mom walks with me daily, because I am my mother's child. And here's my truth. I stayed in places longer than I should have. That's friendships, relationships, family, work, any other. Just think about it. What situations or places have you stayed in longer than you should have? And you seen where it was spiraling, like, oh my gosh, if I just tried this, or if I just tried that, God, what if I do this? And God's like, girl, I already told you. I didn't even ask you to help me. God don't need our help. He really just wants us to surrender everything to him. So I explained to myself that people who've already decided, they've already decided who you are. They've already decided who I am, and they don't even know me. But people have made it upon themselves based off what you put out. They think they know you, right? Or they'll go off of what they see you put on social media, and they just base it off on that, right? But to know someone is truly to know someone to the core of their heart. And those that have accepted my invite, y'all know me. Y'all know who I've come from. Y'all know who birthed me. Y'all know who raised me. Y'all know I have a heart of gold. And I know each and every last one of y'all, especially the ones that are watching, y'all know I love y'all. I love y'all to the core of me. And I told myself stories to survive. Let me see, can you relate to some of these? Maybe they didn't mean it. This is what I say to myself. Like, these are the distorted thoughts. Maybe I'm too sensitive, or maybe I am too much, or maybe I do dress too cute, or maybe I don't like, those are the things. Like, maybe Cornell be doing too much. Cornell just be, he's the life of the party, and that's who God created him to be. You gonna bring it every single time. And maybe I say it differently, or maybe if I try one more time. But the truth is, they've already showed me who they are, who they were. And when they show you, when a person show you who they are, believe them. Because each and every time it will end up being a disappointment to you, because it's like, we're so busy trying to fix, trying to be the solutionist, trying to solve everything for everybody. And we don't do anything but dig ourselves deeper in a hole. And who's there to pull us out? God. Every time. He got to get us to ourselves to help patch us back up, to help nurture us. Because one thing God won't do, he won't break you in front of everybody, because he already know the enemy's waiting to see that. He will never break you in front of everybody, because he already know, like, no, this one's mine. You can't, that's not going to work. So let me get my girl over here to herself, and let me work on my baby girl. So, But I didn't want to accept what acceptance would require. And I know a lot of you guys can relate to that too. I didn't, the change, the distance, the loss, the grief, and we just held on so much to everything that reminded us of the people that we lost, like even our loved ones that have passed away, friendships, relationships, where it's like you're holding on to something. What is that something? Why are you holding on? So I stayed. And I knew time after time I should have walked away. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be completely honest with you why I didn't walk away. Because I knew if I walked away from those people, they would have no one to help them. So, yeah, I hear you asking yourself, so I'd rather stay and help them knowing that they're going to hurt me. But when you have tough skin and you know who God created you to be, nothing. I know, that's why I'm not afraid of anybody. Y'all know I'll fight them all. Fought them all. And I knew I wasn't afraid because I knew where my strength come from. I know who created me. Like, I know the demise that I can cause. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, I'm just let y'all live. And letting them live was even worse. Giving them the silence. The silent is the silent killer. Don't give them nothing. But when you do that, God sees your obedience. So what hurt me, I participated in. How many of you participated in your own hurt? And when I say that, I mean, you didn't cause their behavior, but you did allow the access. Did you allow access to you? When someone showed you who they were, you allowed them right back in. And you allowed them back in, but you didn't forget. They say an elephant never forget, right? You'll forgive, but you don't forget. And that's the most dangerous thing, like forgiving and not forgetting, because what you're doing up here, like I'm a Scorpio. Well, we're going to scratch that. We ain't going to go zodiac signs, but y'all heard me. I don't forget anything. Nothing that anyone has ever done to me, I don't forget. But if God tell me to ever bless you, I'm going to do it. And that's what people never really understood, like the why I didn't just walk away completely, or why I allow you back in a little bit. It's never the same when I let you back in, but it's just like I let you back in just to see what do you think you're going to pull this time. So, but I want to say, because healing starts where honesty lives, that is the most, when you really take the moment to be honest with yourself, that's when the healing really, really begins, because you're allowing yourself to face the hurt head on. You're facing the inner you head on of what you really didn't allow someone to really get to see of you. There's no one, I mean, that's why they say vulnerability is very important, but you have to be in a safe space. How many of us can say, like, looking at the friendships or situation that you currently have right now, do they provide a safe space for you? And if the answer is no, write that down. Write that situation down. That's why I said, get your Kleenex, get your mirrors, write that stuff down. Whatever you feel like it, whatever that space that doesn't make you feel safe, write that down, because I really want you to sit within yourself and really have a talk with God about that. And I bet you that is something that God has already been trying to remove from you. So Bestie, again, is broken, exhausted, sacrificed, tired, invisible, and empty. Bestie isn't a podcast, y'all. It's not. I don't know what people think this is. I just get up here and say what God tell me to say, and I move on about my day. If y'all see me screaming and shouting and singing, but y'all know that's truly me all day anyway. But that wasn't just a cute acronym. That was my real life. That really was my real life. And there are some people that were in my life and still is to this day that seen those acronyms in me. And I know one of my really good friends, she's really one of my huns, she's so sweet, and she used to tell me all the time, hun, you can't keep using the hurt as an excuse. And I just look at her like, but she was really telling me the truth. Like, you really gotta let go of the hurt so that you can allow yourself to move on and grow through it. So I was broken, but I was still showing up. My God, y'all. So many people would say to me, "You're so strong. I don't know how you do it." And I'm just looking at them like, if you really can see my inner self, if somebody would have really hugged me, y'all, I would have broken down in tears. And some people that, you know, that are even watching it live have held me when I cried, or really seen the outside of me, like outside of hashtag snatch or outside of just Toya on social media. They've really seen the hurt in me. And especially with losing my mom and my sister, my God, that was really, really tough for me. So I was exhausted, but I was still explaining. Sacrificed, but I was still overlooked. Tired, but I was still trying. Invisible, but I was still available. That's weird. I'm invisible, but I'm still available to any and everybody that called my phone and needed anything. Anything. I was available. I was empty, but I still poured. And I can say that with a deep breath, y'all, because that was really, truly, indeed how I've shown up for as long as I can remember. For as long as I can remember, that's how I showed up. And then why I wondered why I was still resentful. I was so resentful. And that's where the anger came from. I was so resentful of the fact that I was broken, but I was still showing up. I was exhausted, but I was still explaining. I sacrificed, but I was overlooked. I was tired, but I was still trying. I was invisible, but I was still available. I was empty, but I was still pouring. And all of that, like, imagine the inside of me. Like, y'all see me real life. I'm tiny. So imagine all of that on the inside. I was in rage. And why I felt drained, I felt stuck, and because you can't keep bleeding and calling it love, it was really hard for me to kind of walk away from people, from situations. It was really, really hard for me to just walk away from people that I truly indeed love. Like, but I knew that it was either going to be them or it was going to be me. And what I mean by that was either I walk away or the enemy is going to try to destroy me. And when I tell you, this is like me being extremely vulnerable, y'all. We're not supposed to be on anxiety and depression medication. We're not supposed to be on any of those things. But when y'all see me, I was still my bubbly self, right? That is genuinely who I am. But if someone, imagine if I really felt safe and didn't fear someone betraying me, or because all of those things happen, right? All of those things happen. And I know a lot of those things happen to those that are watching. And again, welcome in. Share the live, get it out there. I started filling in gaps with stories. And what I mean by that, like assumptions, I assumed a lot. I assumed the worst case scenario a lot. Like I would walk in a room ready. Like I would be ready for whatever would be on the other side of that door. And that was really, imagine all of that on the inside, but not able to kind of relieve all of that. It just kept replaying. And I continue to give people chance after chance after chance. But I did it because of the grace of God. Like I know, I always do, like, God, there is something that you have me to do. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I used to have these talks with God as I was a little child. Like, I know you do not have my crazy tail in nobody's pulpit. I know this. And he was saying, it's crazy because I love a microphone. And I love karaoke. I love to sing. But I would dim my light around people, not intentionally, but I would dim my light around people so that they wouldn't feel less than. Does that make sense? I would dim my light around, I would dim what they thought dimming my light, but I would dim my light so that they wouldn't feel less than. Ask yourself, what rooms have you been in and you dim your light so that others wouldn't feel less than? That is a very heavy statement to make, because I never treated people like I was better than them. People treated me like I was better than them. And it showed up in the way they treated me. And I would see it firsthand. Like, I'm not crazy. I would see it firsthand. But for me, it's like, this is what I would say to God all the time. Like, if they're going to do it, they're going to have to do it. Because once you do it, in order to cross me, like, it's crazy. And I know a lot of y'all may feel like this. In order to cross me and for me to walk away from you, you're going to have to really do it. Because when I love, I love. I would give people literally the shirt off my back. If someone passes, and y'all may not know, I haven't been on social media for a long, long time. Word of mouth is insane, right? But word of mouth came across my phone in a way that it was gossip about people. And people, my response to those people that would give me information, they didn't like my response, because my response is, if you change your perspective of that, because the people that were close to me, they knew, I can't say they knew me, because if they knew me, then you wouldn't have tried me. So right. If people know you like they say they know you, they wouldn't try you, right? So I pray for somebody, or somebody pass away. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to reach out to that individual. I don't do stuff on people's page, like public stuff. I'll reach out to them individually, because when I was going through my loss, for instance, when my sister passed, my sister's front yard was full of so many people from Facebook. And I was so pissed about that, because I firsthand seen where social media didn't allow me and my mom a chance to grieve the passing of my sister. And it pissed me off, because my mom, y'all know I am Sue Pooh's daughter. But my mom, I always felt like I've always protected my sister and my mother. The passing of my sister was very, very hard on my mom, to the point where my family didn't support my mom. And I know some of my family, they're going to see this. But this is my mother's story. So when I say get your mirror and talk to the little person in you, I'm talking to the little Sue Pooh in me. My mom didn't have the support from her family. I know, because I seen it, to the point where I went off. And then I went off when my mom passed. I didn't care who was in front of me. I didn't care about any of that. Because God knows, for me, there's so much that I can take when it comes to certain things, right? Some people, I'll just leave you alone and just not talk to you. But when it comes to it really caused a volcano erupting in me, to the point where I was like, God, enough is enough. And just seeing my mom go through losing this is my mother's first immediate loss, and it was her daughter. To me, it was very it was very disgusting. It was very, very disgusting. And God, y'all, I'm like in a daze because this is my first time like really, really speaking my truth about this. Like I've talked about it in therapy, but it was very, very disgusting to the point of I didn't care your age. I didn't care where you were on that tree, the family tree. The tree at this point, it ain't no tree. It was disgusting. And when I seen that, and I seen my mom, I knew my mom was very, very strong. But in that moment, my mom didn't show me strength in that moment. So for me, it's like, God, my sister's not here anymore. And my mom is struggling with the loss of her daughter. Then I have to watch her 4-year-old baby grow up. And then my son was my sister's first baby. I had to watch my boys grow up without their auntie. And then watch my boys grow up. Well, watch my boys lose their grandma. And when I tell you, my boys, they love my mom. My mom loved her kids and loved her grandkids to no end. And I also seen my mom be a very great mother to a lot of my friends, a lot of my Facebook friends. I've seen my mom nurture and be a mother to a lot of other people, kids. And me, the little Supu in me, seeing this growing up, I remember being a little girl and I would be so pissed off at my mom always buying stuff for other people's kids and doing for other people. That when I tell y'all this is my truth, I was so upset at my mom being that to other people's kids only because I seen how those mothers, seen how they treated my mom. I seen how, they say kids are heard and not seen, or go in the room with the kids. Nuh-uh. I'm in there with the kids, but I'm listening in the other room what's going on. Because if my mom get ready to go off and set it off, then me and Tisha, we about to go in there and I'm about to fight too. So one thing about that, like my mom always protected her children. And when I tell you people don't allow safe spaces for people to really be their true, authentic selves and be vulnerable, it really does something to that individual on the inside. So I became Supu. Well, I was Supu, but I really became Supu. Like people used to always tell me, like, "Toy, you act just like your mom." You look, sorry. So, yeah, it really bothered me so much. Like y'all know when we grow up in single parent households, we see a lot that the outside world don't see. I remember nights when my mom would be crying, or I was a curious kid, like, cause I want to know who did it. I want to know who did it because we ain't going around them no more. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my thing. Like I remember everything registered in my head as a child that probably should not have, but it caused me to walk into rooms already guarded. It caused me to walk into rooms not trusting people. I would go places, accept invites, and do things knowing they didn't even want me there. I would, but for me, it was like, I'm going to go anyway because I know they don't care about me. I know they don't like me, but are they going to say it to my face? Heck no. We already know that doesn't happen, right? But to me, it was a part of me was like, God, I want them to say something. Like if someone was to come to me and really tell me why they feel the way they feel. Not that I care, but it's just, I can respect someone being their true authentic self so we can really talk. Because for me, it's like, there's a thing called discernment, and it's God reveals. And I think that's what the crazy part is. People play so many games and they fail to see that God really be talking to people, right? And God has showed, like, really revealed my mom's story to me early on as a child. But my mom never really shared it with me. So when my mom would go through things, and my mom would always feel like, Toya, I'm your mama. And I'm like, yeah, you are, but then talk to me. Tell me what's going on. But because I really wanted her to tell me versus like what God is showing me. But, you know, my mom, y'all, my mom was so amazing. My mom was like a very carefree spirit, she just didn't, nothing anybody say or do would bother her. But then I would really see my mom performing, people pleasing. I became my mom. Not perform. I would say, yeah, performing, because we all do that. Well, we'll do stuff with people. We'll do stuff for people. And then by the end, you know, when everything go haywire, you see why. My mom used to tell me my friends weren't my friends. And my mom wasn't lying. My mom did not lie to me. She did not lie to me. But when she was telling me that, you know, I was just like, you just don't want me to have no friends, blah, 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 right? But that's why I said grab y'all mirror, grab your Kleenex, because I really want y'all to sit and look at yourselves, look at the little girl in you or the little boy in you, to see, like, why do I allow this? Or why am I so heavy on the inside? And I was heavy on the inside because I didn't want to not that I didn't want to let go. I knew where God was taking me. I knew they couldn't go. And because I didn't just walk away when God was trying to remove them, God showed me, like, God let it really hurt me, right? And, you know, and when you get to that point, it's just, there's no explanation, there's nothing, it's just silence. You know what I'm saying? Like God knows, like, it's just, and when you get to that point, God gets you to a space to yourself where he's like, he shows you, like, this is what I was trying to tell you. So God kind of revealed a lot of stuff to me. Like, I remember God saying to me, Toya, you can speak now. This was years ago. And I was like, God, if I say what you telling me to say, I'm not going to have no friends, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not that I wouldn't have no friends. It was just, I already feel alone in the friends that I have. I already felt alone with the family I have. I already felt alone, you know, after my sister and my mother passed. I already felt alone. So it was just God, he was just revealing to me, you know, if you let go of these people, your kingdom helpers, your kingdom circle will be that for you, right? And it just really made me think, like, you know, sometimes, you know, some stuff got to sting. You get what I'm saying? So that, you know, definitely it ain't happening no more. But it's just, for me, like, if you show me who you are, I believe you. But show me who you really are, though. Like, you can't show me nothing with a whole bunch of umph on it, and I already know it's BS. So it's like, show me who you are, and I believe you. But if you keep showing me, like when someone keeps showing you the ugly side of them, or that there's no growth and there's no maturity there, and you see that they continue to hurt other people around you, and there's, you know, some people don't have accountability partners. And I was always the accountability partners in all of my circles, to the point where, yeah, they like what I was saying when I was saying it to other people. They thought it was funny when I was checking everybody else. But when I got ready to check them, you know what I'm saying? That's where, you know, the attitudes and stuff like that come in. And it's just like, people, you know, people think it's funny when you're doing it to somebody else. And it's like, I'm not even trying to be funny. It's just, that's a boundary. But when those same friends test that boundary, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, it makes you really sit back and think, is this really worth me going down that road where I know the enemy is going to try to destroy me if I stay on that path? So ask yourself as you're looking in the mirror, like, what path am I on? Am I on a path of destruction, or am I on a path of growth? Are the people on my path, do they got me on a path of, are they on a path of destruction? Because what they say, you are the company that you keep. And there's the real saying is misery loves company. If you have a group of people that is around you that has nothing but distraction and noise, chaos every time you turn around, negative, just gossip, and it's like 9 times out of 10 the stuff that people are talking about, it's like you have no room to talk about it. Or if you're going to talk about this person got a GoFundMe page or this and that, are you going to help? What are you going to do to help? And when people would see me, that's why I never let people see me help other people, because I'm not going to pull my phone out to record me doing this. I'm not going to put something on somebody's page just to get some, I don't even know what y'all call it now, but it's like God sits high and see everything that we do. And if you're doing it from a pure heart and pure intentions, then everything doesn't have to always be on Front Street. And if you got to take a step back from the things that are heavy and what's causing you anxiety or causing you to keep replaying those distorted thoughts in your head. Y'all, when I tell you, I've been in counseling since my mom passed, 2019. I love counseling. Like, I talk to my counselor like a homegirl. I just had counseling on Monday. And it's very, very helpful because I have a safe space with her. And when I thought I had that in my past, you know what I'm saying, what they do, they go back, they wait. Of course, they wait a little while, and then they try it. And it's like, God, if I address this, they're not going to own it. So it's like, does the apology ever come? Does the apology ever come? Or does the apology come with a but? Or does the apology come with no change behavior? And we see it. And sometimes that's why they say the apology really isn't for you. I mean, for that person, is for you so that you can move on, so that you can get the peace on the inside. So a lot of times it's just where we really have to sit back and think about access is earned, y'all. Access is earned. Peace is protected. And I'm not becoming hard at all. I'm just becoming clear, like clear as day. Like, I don't need any apologies from anybody. You don't need any apologies from anybody. The apology is for you so that you can move on within yourself peacefully, just knowing that you've done all that you can do. And 9 times out of 10, we hold on to so many dead situations and dead relationships in hopes of change. And then we're the only ones that's looking crazy at the end, because the only person that's changing and evolving is ourselves. But how successful is the change if you're still holding on to the chain? The chain still got you hooked, right? There really is no change, because if you're still holding on to unhealed relationships that comes with no boundaries, relationships that comes with no respect, you know, how safe are you becoming? You're not. How are you growing? You're not. They just keep you bound. They keep you stagnant. If you still feel like, y'all, I've been on social media for so long. I've got back on Facebook. People still saying the same stuff when I got off in 2019. It's ridiculous. They're still talking about the same stuff. Those same friends are talking about the same stuff. They're still doing the same stuff. And it's just like, if I would have, if I would have walked away, or now that I have walked away, it's just like, it's so much lighter. Like, that's why I just sing y'all know I love to sing. I just sing my whole little heart out, y'all. I just love it. But I'm just free. I'm free. Like, it feels amazing to sit before you guys and talk to the little Supu in me. And let her know that I am in a safe space with God. Like, it is okay to share my story with you guys, because I wish somebody went live and really talked like I'm talking now years ago, or somebody would have grabbed me and like, Toya, God loves you, or pray. No, I mean, when I tell you guys, I go to church, my whole family has been in church for the longest. And I always say to God, like, why the deaconess and the deaconess, mother boys in my family ain't praying over me? Why aren't they giving me a scripture? Or, like, I really seen them do church and lead church on Sunday. But for me, it's like with my son and my nephew, it's like for them, I have to speak that into them. I have to let them know, like, no, this is what God says. Like, don't let the enemy, not the person. Like, a lot of people talk about the enemy like the person, the individual we're facing. No, the enemy is hiding behind that person, guys. He's using, and people aren't even aware that they are being used by the enemy. They're not aware of it. So, and it's just like, because I know, it's just like, I'm not going to attack you like you tried. Remember the T-R-I-I, tried. T-I-R-R-R, tried to attack me. But it is always a failed attempt. And that's because it's not the person that's standing before me. It's the enemy that's hiding. Like they say, ICE is out here with the mask on, right? If it's right, take the mask off. So you tell the enemy, if what you're saying and what you're doing and how you're treating someone, if you're doing what's right, take the mask off, enemy. Stop hiding behind Tom, Dick, and Harry, right? Stop hiding behind Tom, Dick, and Harry. You get what I'm saying? It's just, that's the whole point of it all. If you can't reveal yourself and show who you are, if someone cannot be their true, authentic selves, walk away. Walk away. There's never enough help that you can give somebody. There's never enough, oh, God, I want to try to help them. I want to try to help them get on the right track. There's never enough. It's never enough. And I'm telling y'all, it's never enough. There's never enough help that you can give someone who does not want the help. Who does not want the help. And for me, I wanted the help. And if I was going off, if I cursed somebody out, if I put my hands on somebody, that was a lot. That was the hurt inside of me, that no one gave me a safe space to really share what was really going on with me. Like everything that I kept in over the years. Like, guys, I lost my mom and my sister, right? Where didn't have no support throughout that. And I had no one else to go to but God. Like, honestly, there's no one else that I can say that I went to. There's not a friend on social media that can say I went to them. Because there wasn't a safe space. But I want y'all to know, Bestie is a safe space for y'all. So when I come and talk to you guys, when I'm singing my little heart out, it is because somebody's on the other end that's going through. And somebody's really on the verge of breaking. Everybody isn't as strong as the little Supu in me was, right? Everybody isn't as strong as those that are watching. But someone is at their breaking point. So if we're a little bit more kinder and we're giving more grace and we're, no one's saying just go and give everybody everything. No one is saying enable them. Absolutely not. We're not saying that. But sometimes a hug will go a long way, guys. A simple God loves you, God sees you, more grace. Those little things will help someone because somebody's on the verge of breaking. So today wasn't a performance, y'all. This was a release. And I want to say that I'm not going back. Can you say that you're not going back? Like, I just want y'all to really take from this and just know that you're not going to go back to whatever before you jumped on this live. Don't go back to whatever was bothering you before. When you see it, unsee it. When you see the enemy, stand the enemy down. Not saying check the person. Stand the enemy down with prayer. Stand the enemy down by acknowledging God in that very moment, so that God knows that you can see him at work. Even though the enemy is brewing and brewing, just stand in the midst of it and just let God know that, God, I see you in this. Because someone, like, everybody isn't as strong. And even the strong, y'all, that's what the difference is. Even the strong, we need people too. Even the strong, break sometimes. It's hard being the strong person all the time, having to be this for this person, having to be that for that person. And it can take a toll, take a toll on you. So I just wanted to come on and share a little bit of my confession today, of the truth that I've been hiding from, the truth that I stopped running from. And I just want to let y'all know that this isn't the end. This is just the beginning for each and every last one of us. Each and every last one of us. So I want you guys to take a moment, once this live ends, to reflect on the little girl and the little boy inside of you and say, okay, what is the truth that I'm running from? What is the truth that I am running from? So again, this message was brought to you guys from the little Toya, the little Supu on the inside of me, that I am now sharing with you guys. Stay tuned for more Bestie pop-up lives. It's so cold outside, y'all didn't even want to go out to the studio. I was telling them to just stay home and record from the house. But it's cold, and I'm just going to stay bundled up inside. I love you guys. More grace. Say it with me. More grace. God sees you. God loves you. I love you too. And y'all have a blessed day.